That's one of the things that struck me first, is how much she cares about this work and being a really good CASA.
She brings this good balance of not only being looking out for their advocacy and what's in their best interests, but also just allowing them to be kids.
She connects with them, and she really cares about making sure that they are in the best possible situation for them to thrive and grow.
One adult can absolutely make the difference in the life of a child, and Beth Ann knows that. And that's why she keeps showing up.
When I talk about her going to the park and eating sugary snacks or attending birthday parties and going to Golden Corral, I mean, that's what she does. Is she has that right balance for these children. And during a very chaotic time, that's exactly what they need.
And I think, gosh, do all of these volunteers spend as much time and energy as my mom does all the time? Because she really spent a lot of time on each child. So it's just amazing to me that volunteers spend that much energy and time.
There's a couple of cases that really stand out. One is our very first case that we had together. It was already going when I started, and it was a little boy who was about 18 months old. And he was in a foster to adopt home. We thought that's the direction that it was going. And then for reasons that we did not agree with, he went home to mom for a while. And Beth Ann comes off very sweet and very kind, and she is, but she's a bulldog. And so she went into the home with mom and tried to support that, because that's our job, is to support reunification if it's appropriate. But she went in and she raised the alarm bells because there were safety concerns, and that little boy was not safe. And it was a very difficult phone call that Beth Ann had to make to the team, but she stood up because that's what we do as CASA. And that little boy is now was adopted, and we get to see him every Halloween with his family. They come here for Halloween parties with Beth Ann.
She's very patient.
These cases don't move fast. We don't get the outcomes as quickly as we want, and sometimes we don't get the outcomes that we want.
The cases drain you, and you don't realize the impact it's going to have on you. And for Beth Ann, I think time and time again, she's finished a case and there she is ready to go again. And it's that commitment and dedication that just makes her really stand out.
You can't be a CASA for 25 years without that. After all of this time, she still is dedicated and as good as she ever was. She still cares so much about the kids and cares about getting it right. And that has not waned at all in my 8 years with her, and certainly not in 25 years.
I see her talk about these kids in a way that's so nurturing and protective, and at the same time wanting to empower these kids to have better lives and give them the confidence they need during a very challenging time in their lives.
What she has gained and what she has learned and what she has taken away from being a CASA is we couldn't replace that experience anyplace else. She would be a CASA for another 25 years.
My contemporaries have said to me all through this 25 years, "You volunteer for this? I could never do that." And I think back, well, why do I do that? Because there's no great answers sometimes, and there's no compensation, and it takes a lot of time, and you have to be careful in each case. But that's not the point. The point is there, no matter how bad the circumstance is for these children, you have to help them. So, yes, I have friends who say I could never do that because they don't like hearing the bad circumstances that these children may have. But somebody has to hear it, and that's what kept me going.